Grab your favorite drink, whether it's a coffee, cocktail, or tea, and get ready. It's Ladies' Night on Lady Overlander Radio. Welcome to the Lady Overlander Radio broadcast. My guest tonight is Chris Holloway, creator, owner, and CEO of the SMORR Expo, Midwest Overlanding and Off-road Expo. Welcome, Chris.
Hey, thanks for having us on, or me on.
Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. So before we get into what the SMORR Expo is, I'd like you to give the audience a little bit of background on yourself.
Yeah, I'm just kind of a pretty regular guy. I actually have been a mechanic most all my life. I'm 34 years old. I come from a family of entertainers and not necessarily promoters, but just excellent hosts. And I'm married. I've got a wife. We've been married 8 years. Her name's Megan, and she's an interior designer up in Kansas City where we live. And we've got a 5-year-old daughter, Rowan.
Nice.
And she is a spitfire. She's learning faster than I could imagine, and she loves camping. She loves the outdoors. She'd much rather be playing outside with her fingernails full of black dirt than inside brushing her Barbie's hair. So that's awesome for me. And I think right now her biggest dream is that I take her to a junkyard. She's been asking me if I'll take her to a junkyard one day. So it's like, all right, cool. So
she wants to pick out her rig and have it all built out.
I think so. Yeah, she wants a rainbow colored Jeep.
I like it.
We can make it happen. Because mine's gonna need a paint job anyways. Mine's it's scratch. That's the color. So
yeah.
But yeah, I grew up in Warsaw, Missouri, just kind of south of Kansas City, a couple hours, but right on Lake of the Ozarks. And we've been playing in creeks and camping out since we were kids, and working on cars and playing with gadgets and gizmos. So that's kind of the background, I guess, me personally.
That's awesome. Yeah, I one of the things that I found as a pleasant surprise when I went to southern Missouri and northern Arkansas was how beautiful it is and how many outdoor activities there are to do there. I was really happily surprised by that. I was very impressed.
And you travel a lot, so
yeah,
you know the good spots.
Oh yeah,
it's definitely not a flyover state.
No, it's definitely not. And we definitely want to get out there and explore more of the Mark Twain Forest and the Ozarks as well.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, I don't blame you. It's great. I know I'm so close right now. I'm 30 minutes away from being able to hit a trail. I've got everything with me, but here I am stuck in an Airbnb.
Talking to me. No.
Yeah.
So tell me about your overland rig setup. You mentioned you had your vehicle. So tell me about what you've got going on that.
Yeah, so that's a lot of fun. I've got 2 trucks. I've got the Jeep Wrangler JK Rubicon, and man, that I cut my teeth in that truck. So that's been a lot of fun. It's just well, you guys know, they're just beasts. And then right before SMORR Expo 21, I wanted to get something that was a little bit more reasonable to drive. Something a little bit more comfortable, something maybe I thought was going to be better on gas. Not. So I got in touch with Michael at Adventure Motors, and I said, hey, I want something a little bit more reasonable. And he's like, man, I got a couple 4Runners or a Tacoma. I got a GX 470 sitting in the lot. And I showed up and I fell in love with that 470 as soon as I saw it. Oh, actually, I saw it and I was like, they're kind of ugly when they're stock, but I was like, know that it can be cool. So I got it, and at this point we're 25 days away from more Expo, and Michael says, why don't we do some work to it, get it fixed up a little bit, kind of trick it out, and then you can display it at the show. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. Let's see. So we sent a letter out to 25 or 30 companies, and most all of them replied and said, yeah, we want in on the project. Iron Man says, yeah, we want to lift on your truck if it's at the show. Method wheels, we got letters of yes back. So then pallets of parts started showing up, and it was like,
wow.
Holy cow. So we're all standing there in the shop, and there's 4 pallets sitting on the floor, and 5 of us guys looking at them like, we have 9 days until the Expo. So we built that truck in 9 days, which was lift kit, airbag delete. It was Ironman front bumper, snorkel install, Prinsu rack, rooftop tent, awning, full drawer system in the back with 200 amp hour lithium batteries running.
Nice.
Red Arc Red Vision system. So we can use a hot plate in the back of that thing if we want. I could plug my house into it, it seems like. And then Baja Design lights all the way around, like absolutely just went crazy on it, and had to throw it all together in 90. It was nuts.
I bet.
We were joking that the paint was drying on the way down to the Expo.
I bet you were ready to pass out by the time all that was done.
I know. And the whole entire time that was going, I'm still, taking calls with the wrench in my hand, changing alternator belts and all that stuff. But it's been great. I love it. It's funny, the difference between a Toyota SUV and a Jeep Wrangler.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I would never say one's better than the other. They both have their strengths. But I love that Lexus. It's nice with the V8, and except I don't love the horrible fuel mileage, I guess.
No, I don't love my Land Cruiser's mileage either. Miles per
crazy.
gallon.
I cannot believe how much gas I go through.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just
we have a Jeep and then the Land Cruiser, as you know, so I know what you mean. Both vehicles are very capable, but they both have pros and cons. So
yeah, they do.
For sure. So let's talk a little bit about, you mentioned the SMORR Expo, and that's one of the things that I'd really like to get into with you about and kind of find out how that all started and what it is now, and tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, you bet. So I've always enjoyed hosting, throwing parties. Back my party career started in high school when my parents would go out of town, and we'd have huge hayfield parties with live music and everything going on. So I love to entertain. And when I started getting into the off-road stuff with my Jeep, it was like, hey, let's get a group together. Let's try to get a bigger group together this weekend. Let's get an even bigger group. Now let's try to get some raffle prizes for this. Let's try to we got 20 rigs. Why can't we get some raffle prizes going on? So it just kind of started out small. And then I was able to do a work with an initiative that helps veterans down in southern Missouri with one of their off-road rallies. And it was a poker run. And I think we had 2 or 3 months to plan it, and it went off without a hitch. We had $25,000 in raffle prizes. We had live bands coming up from Nashville. We had, sold an entire park out. And a friend of my father's who does show promotion, he does RV shows and boat shows and, outdoor sports kind of stuff, actually was there. He came down just to see what I was up to, and he he pulled me over to the side and said, "Hey, you've got to get something like this going, but in an expo kind of style." And it's funny because I pushed back a little bit, like, I've got a good career. I'm happy in my 9 to 5. It's safe. I have good health insurance, and I decided, okay, I'll give it a shot, but on a small scale. So that we had our first show. It was 34,000 square feet. We had 50 vendors in and about 3,500 people through the door. And fast forward to today, I'm at 172,000 square feet, over 200 vendors, and we'll run 15,000 people through the door. And this is only in 3 years. So the show, thanks to a ever-growing community, is just skyrocketed. And as long as we continue to innovate strategically and make sure that we're always doing something that is going to enhance the attendees' experience, I think it'll remain a success. It'll be always a good time.
Oh, definitely. And you also, I mean, right now the overland world is definitely on the rise, right? But there's so many other things to do outdoors other than just overlanding. There's hiking and kayaking and, so many different things that people can do other than car camping or off-roading. But you have, a little bit of everything there, not just overlanding stuff and off-roading stuff, which I think will help you continue to expand.
Yeah, it helps. Anything from, trail food, to kayaks, to e-bikes, survival gear, anything like that. Yeah, there's even, a beef jerky vendor or two. There's coffee. There's always something that, yeah, because the term overlanding, that blanket is just humongous. It's just a big umbrella, and so much can fit underneath it. And I think that's what makes it so great and exciting for everybody.
Yeah, and I definitely have seen that rise in popularity exponentially over even just the past year. So I think partially because of the COVID deal that everybody just decided, I still want to go out and do things. I just want to go out and do things away from everybody.
By myself.
Yeah.
Which is actually the best way to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So tell me a little bit about your Campfire Cocktail series. I've noticed that. I've seen a few of the episodes on YouTube, and I'm intrigued by that. What started that off?
Those are fun, huh? So I was chatting with Chad Boyd from Overland Addict, and maybe we were having a cocktail when we came up with the idea. But, Chad said, we want to create something at the expo that is a nice place for people to come hang out. Something that, people can come have a drink. They can, sit at a table, look at local maps. They can listen to some live music. There can be, some TVs playing in the background with some cool 4-wheel drive stuff. So I said, well, we can do exactly that. Let's do it. So we decided we're going to call that the Recovery Room Lounge. And we thought it would be really a fun way to promote it if we went out into the woods and brought all of these ingredients. Like, we had this massive suitcase, or it was a big Zargus case, huge. We probably had like 30 bottles of liquor and then 20 other bottles of different mixers. And, we're frantic because the fridge is cutting out and we're going to lose our big ice cubes and all that. But we were able to make 20 different cocktail videos, and I think it was, in 2 days and 2 nights. And it's just something fun to do, really, but it's a good way to promote the expo and to promote that, hey, there's a nice lounge area that you can come hang out in at the SMORR Expo. It'll be directly attached to the Overland Addict booth. So Chad will be in there just kind of bebopping around and, I think that's where a lot of the locals that kind of hang out are going to be
Yeah,
staying.
I'm sure I'll swing by there.
Yeah, we'll have it's funny. So I told Chad, I said we'll have outdoor patio style seating out there that everybody can sit in. He's like, okay, that'll be good. We came up with, we want to have like enough room for 25 or 30 people to sit and visit. And I went to go look at the price to rent that stuff, and it's insane. So long story short is I have like 10 sets of patio furniture in my garage.
Oh, wow.
I've been buying it whenever I can get a good deal on it. So hopefully this is something that we'll continue to do for a few years, because I've got all this patio furniture in my garage. It's funny.
It's time to invest in a little storage unit for all that stuff.
The Expo's just about to the size where I've got enough stuff where I'll probably have to grab a space in Springfield.
Wow.
Or something. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. It's also nice if I ever get kicked out of the house, I can go live in it.
You go live in the storage unit.
Yeah.
And make your own cocktails.
And make my own cocktails, exactly.
There you go.
And sit on nice patio furniture. Yeah. No, so that's just a fun little project that we decided on doing. But I think we've only launched 5 videos, so there's another 15 that we'll launch one every week up until the Expo. And you can get on, or for those listening, wondering what we're talking about, if you get on the SMORR Expo website, there's a tab that says Recovery Room Lounge, and you can watch any of the videos or get any of the drink recipes that we've posted.
Very cool. Yeah, your website's very nice. I noticed you have a section for the cocktails. You have a section for the S2E1 Overland Rally, which I want to talk to you about.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a storyteller section. Tell me about the storyteller section.
The storytellers section is it's to promote the spotlight on the storytellers area that we're going to have at the Expo. We want to kind of get away from the terms influencer and stuff like that. It's I think storytellers a little bit more endearing, because that's kind of what it is. You guys are out there, you're telling the story, you're getting new people excited and interested in this pastime. You guys are you heading out? Oh, cool. All right, sounds good, buddy. Sorry, my friend's just heading out. So we wanted to create a space for the storytellers to be able to come in, set up their vehicles, meet, subscribers, to be able to meet new people, just kind of introduce themselves and, become one with the community that we've got there. So all of the storytellers that we're going to have vehicle display space for are all on the website, and we've got a few more that we've yet to add. We just haven't got them up there yet, but yeah, I'm thinking we'll probably have somewhere around 20 different storytellers out in the area where anybody can come up, meet Matt McClellan or any of these guys that are making cool videos of our area and stuff like that. So it'd be cool.
Oh yeah,
and you guys are out there too.
Oh yeah, we'll be out there too somewhere.
Telling stories, I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
So tell me about the S2E1 Overland Rally.
That's fun. I'm so excited about that. S2M stands for SMORR to More. And the way that the whole thing started was, we were working with Brandon at Southern Missouri Off-Road Ranch, SMORR, and we wanted people to go camp down there because it's beautiful down there. It's, it's one of our shining stars of the area. And, I'm talking to Brandon about this. Brandon's the owner of SMORR, and it's like, well, yeah, we'd love to do it, but, they're 50 minutes away by highway. So it kind of makes it tricky, and it makes it not that appealing to drive out there and camp at until you make a scenic gravel road part trail with water crossings drive and more than quadruple the time, make it 3 or 4 hours, but now it's appealing. So what we're doing is the SMORR route. It started as a SMORR route, and it was a guided trip where we actually had a convoy leader on 3 different time scheduled routes, and the convoy leader would lead the convoy all the way to the SMORR Expo. Well, the issue is the convoy started getting so large as the show grew, and had we done it this year, based on the number that we've had in the past couple for registrants, we probably would have had like 60 or 70 rigs in a convoy, which is very difficult to manage.
That's a bit much.
It's borderline unsafe to drive through the city like that.
Yeah.
You can't really pull over and use the restroom or anything like that if you need to, or if you got to shoot up the road to go get gas, you've completely lost the convoy. So it just got too big to be something that could be done by team. So a really good friend of mine who's kind of in charge of this thing, he's the rally master for it, said, "Hey, I've been doing a bunch of off-road rallies and car racing rallies and stuff like that throughout my life. Why don't we make it into a rally where you register and you get a rally book, and it's going to have turn-by-turn directions. It'll have clues. It'll have little challenges in it. And the book is assigned to you when you register. You come pick it up. We'll check you in, and we'll write your vehicle number on the book. And then at the end of this event, you turn that book in or mail it back to Midland Radio, and we're going to grade them. And Midland Radio is going to come in with some awesome prizes. So win a new base unit for your truck, or new handhelds or anything like that. So being able to bring Midland in on this has allowed us to really step up the game of it. But I think it's just going to be so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's the software that we got to make the rally route is the same software that Rebel Rally uses. It's the same software that Dakar uses for their rally. So it's no joke. It's big time, super easy to use, and it makes those turn-by-turn directions, and I can plug pictures in there. We'll have communication challenges where you'll pull over to the side of the road and radio in your car number, and somebody will be sitting somewhere in the field or something away from you a little ways, and they'll take your car number, your mileage, and radio you back a code, and that'll go in your book, and that'll all go towards the grading. So that'll be a lot of fun. The people that register for the S2M Overland Rally, you'll get a t-shirt, a commemorative patch. They'll get VIP parking at the SMORR Expo, which is going to be a big deal. We've had to move the parking over to the west side in order to accommodate the additional 60 vendors that we're putting outside. Mm-hmm. But if you're in the SMORR to SMORR rally, then you don't have to worry about it. You'll get VIP parking with it. So that'd be cool. And the rally book will have, just some fun facts about the area in there. It'll have some useful information, how to repair XYZ if it breaks while you're out, or some mapping information, just kind of some basic stuff, how to tune a radio and make sure you're operating it safely. So really, really excited to see this introduced for more this year. It's going to be a big deal.
Very cool. It sounds
Yeah,
like it's for people of all levels, beginners to intermediate to expert.
it totally is. The the thing is, everybody is going to have to know just as much and work just as hard to be able to get their rally books filled out completely and turned in. But it's the roads, street legal roads. They're just county roads through scenic southern Missouri. Um, there's some water crossings, not deep, but scenic, fun to splash through, and some beautiful old farms, and the scenery and the hills are gorgeous out there. So we've actually got two routes. This is the fun part, is we've got two routes, and you won't know which route book you're getting.
Mm.
So the fun part is you can't just follow the person in front of you, because the routes cross and cross pass and kind of ride together a little bit, and then they'll split. So if you're riding behind somebody and you see them take a right, but it doesn't say take a right in your book,
You better not take a right.
So yeah, we've got two routes right now figured out, and if we do well enough with people signing up and getting registered, we'll add a third just to make sure it doesn't get congested by any means on any of the roads.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a good idea to kind of separate that so that not everybody is going down the same pipeline there.
Yeah. Otherwise, if we did it like that, then you could just follow it would kind of take the fun out of it. So we want to keep people guessing a little bit.
Oh, that's great. So I'm going to ask you a little bit more about yourself. I'd like to know if you could go back in time and talk to your 18-year-old self, what would you say to yourself at this point in your life?
Oh, wow. Deep. All right.
With all the things you know now.
Which isn't much. Still trying to learn as much as I can. To 18-year-old me, I would probably say a lot of the things you think are important right now are not. Things get more complicated, but it'll be all right.
Mm-hmm.
Don't stress the small stuff, because there's much bigger stuff coming down the road. I'd probably, do whatever I could to convince myself to be confident, and probably have a beer with myself.
There you go.
Yeah. Now,
Nice.
That's a cool question. I like that.
Yeah, I just think it's something that a lot of people don't take the time to do, is kind of think back about where they were then and where they are now. And like you said, the things you thought were so big and so serious back then, now it's kind of like that was nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing. And geez, imagine if you had the power to be able to go back and do that. Crazy.
Yeah. Wonder what you would change and what you would keep the same.
Right?
For sure.
What football games am I going to tell myself to bet on?
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So one more thing I'd like to touch on is the Big Iron Overland Rally.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that. That's a little bit further out than the Expo and everything, but that's coming down the road here within the next 6 months or so.
Which is sooner than you think. Holy cow. Think about how fast the past 2 years have gone.
Oh, yeah.
So the Big Iron Overland Rally is so much fun. It's a blast. We were leaving SMORR Expo February 21. It was my brother and I driving home in the blizzard snow back up to my parents' house in Warsaw. And, we're just kind of licking our wounds, but celebrating a successful show and having a good time. And, he asked, are there any other shows that you're thinking about doing, or is there anything like that? And I thought, the weather was so bad, and with all the COVID stuff, there were a lot of people that didn't get to make more 21. And then also all the people that did make it, we wanted to thank them as well. So we decided, man, let's have another show, but let's just kind of make it like a party where we can listen to some live music, but there's still really cool vendors there that you can go visit with. But, come and camp just kind of on another level. It's different than a lot of the other overlanding events. It's definitely different than SMORR Expo, but that's an animal of its own. But it's out in the middle of Kansas. Well, not in the middle, but southeast Kansas, and it's at this historic landmark, Big Brutus. And Big Brutus is a retired coal mining shovel. Currently, it's the largest in the world. It's 160 feet tall, so it's just absolutely massive.
Yeah.
The machine itself weighs 11 million pounds.
Ooh.
It's
nobody's moving that.
No, it's unbelievable. And for anybody that wants to get a decent picture of what this thing is, jump on the Big Iron Overland Rally website, and there's photos from last year's event. You can go see it. But the gentlemen that run that historic landmark had a booth at the February show, and I'd been up to Big Brutus with the family just on a day trip. It's really cool. Kids love it. You can go up inside and walk around and tour it. You can sit in the driver's seat and pretend like you're driving. Not that I've never done that,
A few times.
Yeah, every time. As soon as I see that seat, I'm like, I don't care if anybody's watching. I'm pretending I'm driving. Look out! Yeah.
Nice.
So we had a really cool venue, and it's just, I wanted it to be different. I like our shows to be different, kind of strategically innovated, I guess, where it's not like every other show that everybody's doing. So, a lot of the outdoor off-roading or overland rally events that you go to, it's, come in, lightly set up camp, break down camp the next morning at 8 a.m., go out, spend the whole entire day on the trail, get back, lightly set up camp, go out, trail ride, which is great and fun. I like doing that. I honestly prefer to kind of do that on my own. When I go to events, I like to set up and hunker down, and be there to enjoy the event. So I was really excited that we could kind of have a place like that, and that's what this is. We've got some cool places in the area to go check out, but we want to entertain people enough at the event that they won't even want to leave. So it's kind of cool, you can actually come in and set up your full camp setup, bring the oven, bring whatever it is you want to bring, and, just be comfortable and relax and go listen to some killer live music. We go above and beyond what a normal event promoter would do for the music and talent that we bring into this. That's actually what I'm doing in Springfield tonight. Is we're on our phones, we're on the computers, but we're booking bands. We just confirmed Arkansas is coming back.
Nice.
They just won Bluegrass Musician of the Year in Arkansas, which is a big deal. They were just signed by Madison House Records out of Nashville, and they knocked them dead at Big Iron last year, and everybody wanted them back so bad that we're bringing them back. And we've got 3 or 4 other killer bands right now set up, but I've still got 10 more to book. So
very cool.
When you come, you'll have live music from Friday starting at 3 in the afternoon all the way till 11 o'clock at night. and then Saturday from noon all the way to 11 o'clock at night. So the music really doesn't stop until Sunday. Saturday after the bands play, it seems like everybody kind of migrates down to the big shovel bucket of the machine. And there's usually a couple of people howling in the moon and playing guitars in the bucket. So that's really cool. But it's a fun family event that's a little bit different than all of the other events that you go to. And that's the best way I can think of to explain it. I don't know. You either have to ask somebody that went as an attendee or just go see for yourself. We've got the tickets at a reasonable price. There's a large portion of that gets painted or gets donated to Big Brutus Incorporated, so they can maintain the property and pay for upgrades. We were their highest donating event, which
Very
is
nice.
cool.
Well, we got our tickets already.
Cheers.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so much fun. Bring your friends, bring the family. I've got a ton of family coming in from all over the U.S. for it this time because they've heard me talk about it at nauseum. So
they got to come check it out and see what it's all about.
See, Chris. We'll just come see. Stop talking about it. We'll just come see it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Super excited about that too.
So the last thing I'd like to talk about is basically if anybody wants to know anything else about these events or where to sign up or how to sign up, where do they need to go?
The best way to keep an eye on what we're doing and stay in the know is to jump on the Facebook pages, and like, subscribe, follow, all that fun stuff. But make sure that we stay in your news feed because we're announcing updates and stuff every day. New vendors coming in. So stay on the socials for updates. If you want to get a little bit more in-depth information, jump on the websites. It's for More Expo, it's moreexpo.com. And then for Big Iron, it's Big Iron Overland Rally.com.
Okay.
Couldn't come up with a shorter
name for that.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to wear out my keyboard typing.
Just Google Big Iron Rally.
Big Iron Overland Rally.com.
Wow.
Yeah. So both of those websites. And if your questions don't get answered on the website, send a message through any of the social channels. Either website has a contact us tab, so you can submit a form. But all that goes to me, and I spend a large part of my day and evening responding to messages, and I love seeing them. So I absolutely encourage it. It's so much fun when you get a message and somebody's like, "Hey, this is our first event that we're ever going to," or "It's our first time in Kansas. We're coming out from Tennessee. What do you recommend?" It's just so much fun helping people kind of come and enjoy our area. So please feel free to send messages. I love it.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for being on the show tonight, Chris. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything that you guys do. I wish you the best of luck on the upcoming camping trip. Is that the weekend after Big Iron?
Yep. The Lady Overland Radio Camping Retreat is the 16th through the 19th.
And is that full?
That is full, yes. Yep.
Cool. I have to start adding more.
I know. I have to wait to find a bigger place to have it next time.
Yeah. Big Iron, Big Brutus. There you go.
There you go. Now, I'm excited to have your mom attending as well. That's going to be a good time.
I'm thrilled about that too. Yeah, and she's excited too. So, no, that's great. I love watching what you guys are doing and staying in the know. So, if there's anything that we can do, just
absolutely.
Holler. Yeah.
Well, you're providing 2 meals for those ladies, so I'm sure that they're going to appreciate that very much. So.
Yeah. I hope they turn out all right.
I think they'll be good. Well, thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Misty.
Thank you for tuning in to Lady Overlander Radio tonight. Safe travels, friends. Mermaid Overlander out.